Ladies and gentlemen, what does the word family mean? Family can be defined accordingly to the individual opinion. Based on historic centrality, a family is defined as a unit consists of parents and children. Family can be a group of people held together by birth, marriage, or adoption, or even common residence and the emotional attachment feeling. Okay, this brings to our topic today, which is family counseling. Family counseling is a branch of psychotherapy with family and couples in intimate relationship to nurture change and development, or it also known as psychological counseling with the family members to improve communication and resolve conflict. So today we have invited Mr. Sean to share his experience in family counseling. So Mr. Sean, can you share a little bit about your family counseling session?
So family counseling, I have done a few, and then the latest one currently is a client which have issue or conflict with his father. And then about family counseling, it is different with the individual counseling and also the normal group counseling, which family counseling incorporates more of the family elements inside the session.
Okay. Can you share a little bit about the healthy profile of your latest family counseling?
So the client is from Sofian, Sarawak. He's a male, and then age 23 years old. And the issues is regarding his father married to a new wife, and then the client currently has conflict with the father and then the new wife, and then the father haven't yet divorced with the current mother, which trigger the conflict between the family, the father side and also the mother side.
So, is there any difference between the technique and skills in family counseling? So, can you elaborate what technique and skills you use during the session?
So I will be focusing on this session, my latest session, which is there are 4 important skills that I use, which is the eye contact, active listening, paraphrasing, and also clarification. This skill helps builds momentum, builds rapport also with the client, because client needs attention, and if we didn't use any of this skill, and then maybe the client will thought us as someone who is there just being like a wall. So by using this skill, I was able to penetrate through the emotional state and also the behavior, so that I can go further, explore this client using skill.
So, the technique you use for the session, is there any special technique for family counseling, or still the same with individual counseling or group counseling?
So the technique is under a theory, okay? So I explain what theory I use. There are 2 theory I use. First one is Bowenian family therapy, and then second one is solution focused grief therapy. So Bowenian family therapy, under it is a technique called genogram. A genogram is basically a family tree, but more detailed, and then there are lines and also symbol that shows the connection between if this person have conflict with this person, then the client can draw a red line, and maybe if the family members have disease, then the client maybe can put some symbol there. So this genogram is actually the client can see the real flow of which part of the real conflict and issues that happens currently. So he draws this genogram of him, roughly. Mostly, you can see here the conflict is between himself, his sibling, his mother, current mother, and his father, and also the new wife. So from here, the client can see in detail, in real time, that the flow of the conflict. Okay, so this technique, which is the genogram, which is the client drawing the genogram, the client then explore himself by explaining to me why this red color, why this green color, and so on. Green color shows the harmony of the figure, and then he explained one by one from his past, and then he relate it in the present. Okay, and then second one is solution focus brief therapy. This one is focuses on the solution, on the current and the present time, which is there is no looking backward at the past problem. So you only focuses on the current problem and then the solution to manage it and then to handle your issues. So the solution focus is basically I use these two therapy as one after another because I want this client to see his past and then explain and then explore again his past, and then that one is Bowenian, and then the second therapy is solution, where I want him to focus on solution to manage his present self, his emotional, his behavior holistically lah. And then these two is really good synchronized because the client see the past and then focuses on the future, which is by using the social focus brief therapy. So the technique I use under social focus brief therapy is using a miracle question. Miracle question is something that the question I ask the client is such as how do you see yourself in the future if your father, new wife accept your family condition currently? So after I ask this question, and then the client, I see him keep thinking, he takes some time lah. And then maybe if he can see lah, what's the future of if this happen. This give him awareness of the future, what will happen. So after he focus on the past, and then he concentrate more on the future, so that I implement the future objective, so that he will not focus back on the past anymore. So that is the two theory that I use in the session.
Okay, so thank you Mr. Sean for the sharing.
Okay.
Also, we have invited special guests to discuss the technique, skill, model and theory used by Mr. Sean. We welcome Professor Amir Shafiq to explain further on the technique, skill, model and theories.
Alright, thank you Miss Feli. Hi everyone, good day. Today I'm going to talk about the techniques and also the theory or therapy that has been used by Mr. Sean in his counseling session with his clients. Okay, the first is about the Bowenian family therapy. Okay, this theory was developed by psychiatrist and researcher Dr. Murray Bowen, and in this theory, backed up by a growing body of empirical research. In recent years, Bowen's concept of differentiation of self, which describes different level of maturity in relationships, and has been shown by researchers to be related to important areas of well-being, including marital satisfaction and the capacity to handle stress, make decisions and manage the anxiety of themselves. And Bowen was a US Army physician during World War II who became interested in psychiatry after seeing the varying effect of trauma on soldiers. And next, Mr. Sean has used genogram, one of the techniques in Bowen family therapy. A genogram is a graphical representation of a person's family, relationship and medical history. It is a unique type of family research diagram, and it records family members, what we call it, information such as age, their diseases and so on. Anthropologists often call genogram kinship diagram, and they use this kinship diagram to visualize relationship when interviewing subjects. Next is solution focused brief therapy, or we call it as SFBT, also called solution focused therapy, solution building practice. Okay, this therapy was developed by Steve D. Shazer and Insu Kimberg and their colleagues beginning in the late 1970s in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And the entire solution focused approach was developed inductively in an inner city outpatient mental health service setting in which clients were accepted without previous screening. And next, Mr. Sean also has talked about the miracle question. Miracle question is a goal-setting question that is useful when a client simply does not know what preferred future would look like. That's a little bit about miracle question. And the example for miracle question, I have one example here. Suppose tonight while you sleep, a miracle occurred. When you wake tomorrow, what would be some of the things you would notice that would tell you life had suddenly gotten better? Just like Mr. Sean, he had asked his client what happened if, what would happen, what the client thinks if the new mother or new wife of his father accept their life in the future. It's the same thing. Okay, I think that's all from me about the explanation about the theory and also the technique I think used by Mr. Sean.
So, what can Mr. Sean reflect from the session you have conducted before this?
What I can reflect is the theory that is and have been researched on regarding family for a counseling session is very powerful too. Okay, although we use maybe CBT, REBT or Gestalt, any theory that we usually use, but if we in a family, if we are having a client with family issues, and then we focuses on using the theory that is focuses on the family issues, such as what I said just now, Bowenian family therapy, what else, social focus, and then this technique is very helpful, and then it is really straightforward. So the tools that has been developed by many years, many people, is very interesting and very useful in managing family issues kind of client. So overall, I can see that it is important for us to know the theory and also the skill and the technique used in the family environment issues during the client session.
So thank you for the sharing. I would like to ask maybe Professor Amir Shafiq can share a little bit opinion on the model used by Mr. Sean. Maybe on your own opinion of the usage.
Okay, thank you, Miss Feli. Before that, I would like to share a little bit about genogram lah. If we can see in the comparison between the individual and also family counseling. Family counseling will use genogram in this session. Basically, this genogram will make us or also the client to know what would happen or what already happened in their family. Sometimes the people doesn't know and doesn't realize what's the problem, who has a problem in their family. Okay, for your question about the importance of family therapy, first I think the family therapy will help to build a better relationship inside our family, because of if we only the client that have a problem in their family meet with the counselor and just have an individual counseling session, I think it is less or lower chance to make him or her realize or get out from his problem, family problems. If they look or follow the family therapy or family counseling session, I think it much better, because of all of the family members together in the family, and all of the problems or issues can be settled up at that moment, because of there is no any all of the information and also the problem has been transparent, because of all of the family members will going to talk and tell what's going to happen in their family, their feelings and so on.
Thank you for the sharing, Mr. Sean and for Amir. Such a meaningful information we have on the show today. So I hope fellow counselor or any audience gain as much knowledge as possible from today's show. So see you again next time on today's counselor show. Thank you.